we're going to get started. By the way, this segment of the show is going to be in English. በአማርኛ ብናደርገው ደስ ይለኝ ነበር፣ ግን እዚህ ውስጥ አሁን አማርኛ የማይችሉ ሰዎች አሉ። ስለዚህ ፓኔሉ በእንግሊዝኛ የሚሆነው። Since we have 6 speakers, I have refrained from speaking. So we'll have a distinguished group of 6 panelists. In fact, what I would like to do really is to speak about the panelists. The first speaker is going to be Noah Samara. He is President and Chief Executive Officer of World Space, and is trained in law and history. He's going to give us an introductory background of the other face of Ethiopia, and then from there we'll move to Dr. Ahmed Moin, who is going to give Muslim and Islamic perspectives on the other face of Ethiopia. He is currently professor of international health and development at Harvard University. Previously, Dr. Moin was director of health services in Ethiopia, and he taught public health at the Haile Selassie First University. The third speaker is going to be a celebrated author, Ethiopian author of many books. He has actually informed me that he's written some 42 books. His name is Mamo Udine. He's going to talk about associations in Ethiopia. I would like to remind you that this show is intended to provide authentic communication of the other face of Ethiopia, the world at large, really for the world which has come to recognize Ethiopia in the light of famine, wars, and starvation. And we do recognize that those problems do exist, but we don't want those problems to color the image of Ethiopia. So the idea really is to project the other side, the other face of Ethiopia, and we're going to do that in the most non-political fashion as possible. And the committee, the organizing committee, has warned me that my job is to make the panel to be as non-political as possible. Our fourth speaker is going to be Cynthia Haile Selassie. She is currently Equal Opportunity and Civil Rights Administrator at U.S. Department of Health and Welfare Connection with Ethiopia. Well, she happens to be married to an Ethiopian, and she is an Ethiopianist and trained in political science and public administration. Then we'll move to our fifth speaker. His name is Carl Tulipov. He's a Jamaican, and some of you might have already begun suspecting what the linkage is. And he's Rastafarian. He's currently involved in what is known as the Back to Africa movement. In the context of Ethiopia, it is Shashamane resettlement of Rastafarians in Ethiopia. He's going to talk about the Ethiopia-Jamaica linkage. Now, our sixth speaker is another distinguished panelist, Dr. Zewde ገብረስላሴ. Actually, I used to know him as the Jazmaj Zewde ገብረስላሴ, and he's both the Jazmaj and doctor. He is president of a group known as Ethiopia Unat Association. Previously, Dr. Zewde was Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Ethiopia under the government of Emperor Haile Selassie, and he is trained in law and history. Without really taking up too much time, I would like to give you a brief outline of what this panel is going to do. Each panelist is going to provide a brief 5 to 10 minutes perspective on the other face of Ethiopia, and once we are done with presentations, panel presentations, we'll open up for audience questions and discussions. And we are told to be done with the panel by 6. And one of the things I'm going to do is to be firm about time. So let me begin with our first speaker, Noah Samara.
Thank you, Dr. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the other face of Ethiopia. I was asked by the panel chairman to give a brief overview of what the other face of Ethiopia means to me. My comments are introductory in nature and more impressionistic. You have by now undoubtedly read and heard all of the factors that inspired Ms. Sabela Abai Kasa to found the other face of Ethiopia. She has embarked on a bold undertaking to snatch back a rich image of the peoples and their rich heritage from the jaws of negative experience and negative reporting. It is my first order of business, therefore, to congratulate her for her courage and for the tenacity she has had to bring to fruition an idea that has long been overdue. In this, your effort, Ms. Sabela Abai Kasa, you have certainly my undiminished support, and I am sure the support of all Ethiopians and all friends of Ethiopia. What then is this rich heritage? What is this other face of Ethiopia? As best and as far as the most modern of archaeology, the most modern of anthropology and history can ascertain, the story of Ethiopia begins really with the story of the human race. For Ethiopia, as we know it today, is where Dinkinesh, or Lucy as she is known to the West, was found. She was the oldest human being ever found, and since her time, some 3 odd million years ago, Ethiopia has been an anvil upon which a complex mosaic of ethnic groups have wrought unique patterns of behavior, embodied in thoughts, diverse languages, in actions, and in artifacts. Broadly speaking, the other face of Ethiopia is a wealth of intellectual and artistic content. It's a refinement in manners, in taste, and in thought. It's a body of customary beliefs of social forms and material traits constituting a very distinct complex of traditions. The other face of Ethiopia represents a secret kingdom of the world, living separate and apart from space and time considerations. It's a land of mystery and a fierce sort of beauty. The other face of Ethiopia harbors a variety of societies and civilizations, ranging from sophisticated Islamic and Christian cultures to proud and upright nomads that are slender and thin, that are tall and lanky. The other face of Ethiopia is a museum of geography. It's a land with soaring mountain ranges, burning lava deserts, unexplored wilderness, a land of rivers and of lakes. It's also the fountain source of the great Blue Nile, itself the source of several other civilizations, the Nubian civilization, the Egyptian civilization, to mention a few. The other face of Ethiopia contains